Family, it's that time again. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for another episode of Opinion Matters. Felicia, Quail, what's going on?
What up?
Hey,
What
hey,
up?
hey, 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 hey. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back for another installment of Opinion Matters, where your opinions matter. So, with that being said, I need y'all to do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll know when we are posting and going live and all those great things. Give us a thumbs up, which means to like and to share. Why? Because sharing is caring. What's going on, Quells?
Well, not a whole lot. How is everybody doing?
Oh, man.
Doing pretty good.
Can't complain. Can't complain. It's another episode, fam.
Another episode. Hey,
We're
man. Everybody had a
back.
good week, though?
Yeah, no
Pretty
doubt.
good.
Okay, great. Well, we got some people in the comments, and y'all know how we do. I got an amazing story for y'all, man. Another Dan Award. Glad to see Meek in the comments. Reese in the comments. I'm better than before in the comments.
Reef, what's going on?
And all of you that are getting ready to come and show out in these comments. But this particular Dan Award this week, Meek, this Dan Award, it goes to you. It's not for you, but it goes because you like Louis Vuitton so much. This story is dedicated to you. So, with that being said, have you guys ever used Windex?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all use Windex? Clean glass or whatever. So, do y'all remember there was this commercial? There was this commercial that these birds, I don't know if it was Angry Bird or whatever, but they was flying towards the window, but they couldn't see it because it's so clear, and it would knock the birds out. Yeah. Okay. Well, with that being said, Lily, give us the story.
All right. So we have today. Okay. Video shows man slam into door trying to get away with stolen goods in Bellevue. Okay.
Which is a Louis Vuitton store. This man went in and stole how much money? Worth $18,000 worth, I believe it was. Of Louis Vuitton. It was a smash and grab.
In broad daylight, police said a 17-year-old thief ripped handbags off the display worth $18,000, but the suspect tried to run out of the store. He ran into a plate glass window, knocking himself out.
Unconscious. He was trying to run and ran right into the glass and knocked himself unconscious. Wow. Knocked himself out. The police just went right over there and just put his hand behind his back and put the cuffs on him. Easy arrest.
Yeah. He woke up behind bars.
I don't guess he resists much. You know?
We're gonna call him the Louis Vuitton Don because he was 17 years old, they wouldn't give his name. So, or then again, he could have had the complexion for the protection. Don't know. But anyway, we got to move on. So, hey, Meek, that one right there's for you. That's a Louis Vuitton Don. Smash and grab on Louis Vuitton purses, turned around and tried to flee the scene of the crime, ran right into a glass window because he thought it was an open whatever, and knocked himself out unconscious. If y'all don't believe, Felicia, tell them where they can see that story at. Just Google this story.
All righty. You can see this story on...
And they have video footage of it. They got the video.
Oh, yes.
So we don't make this stuff up.
Come on. Komone. I can't see if that's a W. Como News. Sorry.
Como News. Y'all
Como
go right
News.
there.
You can
Google
find, and the
Como
video
News.
is... The video is right there. Just press play.
All right. So with that being said, hey, Chip, what we got this week, bro?
All right, man. Last week, it got serious, and we dealt with a serious topic, and we spoke on Monday, and we was talking about carrying the topic on, and then we was blessed to get a call, and we have something special for the people tonight. Yes, we will be talking about the election of 2022 once again. This will be part 2. But tonight we have a very special guest in the building. She is actually running, and I'll just let her introduce herself.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chip, and Quill and Felicia, all of y'all for having me up here. I am Taurus Morris. I'm running for Commissioner Post 3 in Paulding County. And this is an important seat. And I know y'all hear this all the time on why it's important to vote. So it's important to vote because you all control who gets in the seat, and the person in the seat controls what goes on in your community, in your neighborhood. As far as me, I've been a community leader and an activist and an advocate for so many years. I ran in 2018, running again in 2022. But my goal is to diversify equity in Paulding County. Right now, Paulding County has been a Republican county with all Republican leaders, especially on the commissioner board. And I just believe that diversity creates that communication that needs to be done with different ideas to push what the issue is so that we can come out with the best results for the whole community. So I'm on your ballot for Commissioner Post 3. When people ask what is the commissioner, again, the commissioner controls what goes in and what comes out of the county. So any roads, highways, buildings, businesses, anything that comes in and out, the commissioner controls that equity.
Well, wonderful.
Hey.
Well,
Right.
well, first of all, before I get to you, Miss Morris, because you asked for this. I want to say what's up to Mom. Mom's in the comments. DeWitt Sheets in the comment. What up, bro?
What's up?
Reef.
Hey.
I don't know if he was black or white. I believe, did he have a ski mask on, Lily? I think he was ski masked up. The Louis Vuitton done.
It doesn't show. It just shows that he's in dark colored clothing.
Oh, okay. Well, Reef, I don't know if he was one of us. Let's just pray he wasn't a brother. But let's go to Taurus. Miss Taurus Magic.
You talking about I wanted. First of all, let me give you history on me and Quill. We go back and forth all the time. So being brought on this platform, I'm like, he talking about I asked for it. I didn't ask for it, but I'll bring it, so.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Question number 1, Miss Morris.
I'm not going to
Question number 1.
No, I'm good. No, I'm just joking.
Okay. All right. I mean, you said that there was a lot of Republicans in Paulding County.
Yeah.
Is that why the county's running so good right now?
Is the county running good, or are we as divided as anybody else? When you say I'm running good, why do you? Okay, let's.
I'm messing with you.
No, we're gonna go there.
You done opened the can, sir.
Because people have a misconception of Republicans running things versus Democrats running things, and the two most wealthy states in the country are Democratic states, which is New York and California. The poorest state is Mississippi, which is a red state. So when you speaking of things running smoothly, recreate the wealth and the inclusion with diversity that creates the wealth, which is why it's important to create diversity on the panel, because my goal is to focus on infrastructure so that we can get companies here. Right now, we don't have water in the ground in Paulding County in the areas that we need to bring small businesses and corporations. So taxpayers are feeling that burden where their property taxes have gone up. But if we're able to focus on that infrastructure in the ground to bring the businesses, then we can release some of that burden. So the focus is always on the people. When they talk infrastructure, I include people in the infrastructure.
Where do you consider Georgia to be at in that poor and rich state?
In the poor and rich state? I mean, Georgia is a great. You say that again?
You said Mississippi was one of the poor states. Okay, so what do you consider Georgia to be at? Whatever you do, if you get elected, you still represent the state of Georgia.
No, I don't.
And I
represent I represent the county in my post in creating the infrastructure that will diversify the equity when we focus on bringing corporations and small businesses and bringing wealth and alleviating taxpayers, the burdens that's given to taxpayers. I represent the county in my post. So I don't deal with national issues, not state issues. So when people talk about those hot buttons from abortion or inflation, I can give you answers on the hot buttons, but I have no control over those hot buttons. I'm one vote, one voice, just like you all.
So you would need to be running for Senate in order to represent the state, is what you're saying, or Congress.
You can represent Secretary of State. You can governor. You can run for one of those state seats, and even Congress, depending on in Congress. So those are more the state and federal positions.
So have you endorsed any other Democrats, during this whole election term?
When you say endorse,
as went out and, simply campaigned with them, stuff like that.
I'm endorsing my own campaign. I'm on my own campaign trail. It's hard out here when we're running for seats. But do we have different, like I spoke at a convention a couple of weeks ago where, yes, Stacey Abrams is going to be there, local candidates, state candidates, insurance from the Janice Laws with the insurance for the state of Georgia, the agriculture with Nikita Hemingway. So there was state people there. So yeah, we have collaborative efforts to where we're trying to get the education piece out there to let people know who we are and what we do and what we're trying to do for you all.
Okay. It's a good deal. I see. Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say. Well, that's great because I see a lot of growth. We was just in that area when Saturday.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of growth out towards that way, and it's always good to have representations from both sides. I may not agree with what one side or the other say on whatever issue, so it's good that they do have a choice out there in post 3.
Yeah, in Paulding County, period. My message is to unite Paulding. And I feel like right now, the biggest challenge is the rhetoric. It's the red against the blue, the Democrats against the Republican. And I'm like, I don't care because I don't like to be put in a box. I may like stuff in this box. I may like stuff in that box. So it's not that you agree with everything that goes along with whatever the situation is. You have your own platforms, but the foundational principle of making sure that that our rights aren't taken away, that inclusion is provided from healthcare. Like, we're trying to keep up from being a third world country. If you think it's bad for everyone to have, and let me, to do the Medicaid expansion that Stacey Abrams is trying to do, I think it's lack of understanding on what that means. That's money that all we have to do is accept that's provided, but we just don't accept it. And then Paulding County was a rural area, but like you said, it's growing astronomically. Like, we have like 127,000 registered voters, and the population is probably about 100-something thousand right now. But with the growth, it's going to come challenges with providing resources. Right now, our police department is hiring because they don't have enough police officers. So safety would be a concern. Not only safe, the roads is going to be a concern because we don't want to get bottleneck on these roads. So we have to be able to provide that infrastructure to allow for the people not to get frustrated, because I tell people, Paulding County, we're not a Douglasville. We're not a Cobb. We're not in Atlanta. We really are a gem because we have a whole neighborly feel, but it's growing. We want to find balance to be able to feel and allow for growth as well.
Okay.
Lily, read the I'm Better Than Before has a question.
Okay. Ms. Morris, as a commissioner, what is your number one concern for your post?
Infrastructure, businesses. Like in my post specifically, my cities include some of Douglasville on that line, Powder Springs, and Hiram. So we're not Douglas County, but we have some Douglasville addresses, we have Powder Springs addresses, and we have Hiram addresses. And so if you're familiar, I guess the staple would be the Food Depot. If you're coming down 92, there's no other things there. We don't have restaurants. We don't have small businesses. All you have is road until you get 15 to 20 minutes, depending on traffic, down to Hiram. So my goal is to bring in small businesses to create community on this end, because all you see is dirt and trees right now in a couple of warehouses. So we have to be able to supply resources for this post.
So when you say businesses, that's everybody, Black owned, no matter, just businesses.
Just businesses. Period.
Okay.
Period. Yes. And it's a lot. And the demographics specifically for my post, because we're on those lines of Douglasville, the demographics of Blacks and African Americans and people of color have grown specifically in that post. So I can see where have an opportunity for that demographic would benefit that area, because that's what's growing in that specific post right now.
DeWitt Sheet says in the comments, Ms. Morris, is Paulding County a good county to live in?
Yes, I would say yes. I love Paulding County. I've been here almost 20 years. Raised my kids. They all grew up in the same schools from elementary, middle to high school. So I love the county. The topography is so beautiful. The roads, if you're driving down, it's a beautiful county. We have parks. And just to back up, Paulding County is a self-proclaimed bedroom community. So they've been putting up subdivisions for families to come. But families have been coming, but these subdivisions don't include sidewalks and good access roads, and it's overpopulating the schools. And so we have to get in front of that 8-ball that's coming, because with growth, again, you have to provide the infrastructure and the resources so that we all can still live comfortably and have the quality of life going forward. So we have to be able to accommodate that growth. But excellent county. I love living in Paulding County.
So Paulding County right now is dirt roads and reindeers.
And cows.
And red.
And horses.
And red and horses. But it's very beautiful. And we want to keep that suburban feel. That's why I said we don't want to be an Atlanta or anything like that. But again, we still have to provide the resources we need for the people that are out here, and still need to work on that balance. And number one is because, like I said, this area don't have businesses or anything up here because they don't have it. People wonder why. It's because we don't have the water for it. So we would have to focus on that infrastructure part to put the water in the ground to be able to get the businesses. And then you will see a reflection in your taxes, because we can diversify the dollars that's needed between those businesses and you all. Right now, the residents is what's holding the finances. Is coming from them, their pockets.
So you said they don't have the water for it. Is that what you said?
Correct. So for businesses to come, they got to have water.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Wow. And so we don't have that. We got the land. We don't have the infrastructure. And right now, Hiram in my area, we really control 70% of the income for the county. However, most of the percentage goes to Dallas, because Dallas has a lot of the houses in the population. And so my goal, even when you're talking about the leadership in Paulding, they need more income or money. They're bringing in 70% of the income, but they're not getting the percentage that they need to sustain this population on this side. 3.
Wow.
Okay, real quick. Oh, go ahead. Oh, my bad, Lily.
With the infrastructure needed, do you have like the civil engineers in place that you would need to help build this infrastructure, or would you have to bring those from outside counties or something?
What the problem and the challenge is, and always have been, again, even accepting the Medicaid expansion, the dollars for that, is we've been approved for a grant, is getting it done.
Okay.
So I always say the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and I'm the squeaky wheel. So we have the resources and things where we can work together and get stuff done, but will they do that is the question, because people are going to focus on their special interests. Me, I don't have special interest. My whole interest, I started off as an advocate and a community leader. So my income, I'm a business owner. I own Douglasville Boxing Club, downtown Douglasville. I'm also a business and marketing instructor. I work for a college. I also have other businesses from Madmore Enterprise, and I do different things in the community, but my whole goal is always to supply jobs and opportunity for people out in the community. And I, on purpose, did not open a building, which we were going to open up another building in Paulding, but I didn't want to mix the business and the politics because people always think you have a special interest in mind. And my whole interest is, no, I really want to diversify leadership, be a representation of our community and really get the work that needs to be done for us. The biggest challenge is the rhetoric. I don't care about red and blue. Okay. The color is green in your pocket. And so the message is to unite Paulding so that we can get stuff done.
Okay. Well, real quick, I'm going to take I'm Better Than Before's question. And then after I do that one, Lily, you take Sharif Prescott's question. I'm Better Than Before asks, what type of business, high in retail or mom and pop, and what's the crime rate in Paulding?
The crime rate, I have a meeting every month with the Pastor Alliance. And with the Pastor Alliance is where pastors of different churches and the police department and leadership like the mayor and chief of police and sheriff and people like that. We're at this meeting looking at the numbers. And the biggest crime problem we have, believe it or not, is more of the parking lot issues with the businesses or the wrecks and stuff like that. So we do have crime. It's not as high as, like I said, Atlanta. I don't know the percentage, but it's not alarming. Our police officers, our police chief, our sheriff, we already communicate really well and they do a good job on what they're doing. So we just need, and we have the conversations all the time just to make sure that, you know, our community is safe and there's a mutual respect between police and community.
Okay. Read Sharif P. Right quick, Sharif Prescott.
Okay. How do you encourage voters to come out and at least listen to you and your politics?
Yes. Encouraging voters. That is, you know, I want to say it's been a great support with voters coming out and volunteers and really people wanting to be a part because people want to see change. I think they want it even because I have Republicans and friends, Democratic friends, independents. So even when I'm talking to Republicans, either they'll say, I never voted for a Democrat before, but I'll vote for you. Or they're diehard Republicans and say, I can't vote for you, but I just won't. I'll leave that part blank. I'm like, all right, whatever you need to do. So the interaction and the reception has been great. I feel like it's going to be a close race. Getting people out to vote, they have to have their own interests in mind. Because why would they want to come see me? People want to know, what can you do for them? How does it affect them? What does it mean to them? So, yes, so it means if I'm not targeting, but if I'm putting stipulations on builders to contribute to them overpopulating our schools, making them include sidewalks for safety. Sidewalks is not even important, is not only important for safety, but it's also important for health because it is documented that neighborhoods with sidewalks are healthier people. And so they have to understand these intricate details impact the way the county flow. And if your kids' schools are overpopulated, then their education is going to start to go down, and education is what affects the environment. So they need to understand it's important for them and their household dealing with their money, with their property taxes and their kids and their quality of life and the way that they live.
So question right quick, because some people have asked this question. So we're going to get a little dirty right quick, a little grimy.
I don't get down in the dirt.
Do you guys say what's necessary in order to win the seat, to get into, and then you just forget about everything that you promised to do for the people? So in other words, do you politicians lie?
Do politicians lie? That's why it's important to vet and get to know the person in the seat. Because you know a politician that's just all kissing babies and shaking hands just to get your vote. And then you know the ones that are actually engaged and on the ground and do the work. They see me, I'm always on the ground, do the work. I'm one phone call and I make one phone call to make things happen. Okay. There's no special interest with me. my opponent, my Republican opponent, all she preaching is party, let's go, let's keep them Democrats out. There's no what do you want to do for the people if you're just preaching party? And if you're just preaching party, if you're in those seats, you really need to represent everybody in the community and take that oath that it's not about the party, it's about the people. No so to doubt. Answer your questions, are there lying politicians? Absolutely. But is it your civic duty to get to know the people that are running in these seats? Yes, it is. It's your civic duty to get to know who you're voting for. And if you don't know, because I get phone calls asking for my opinion on these people because they know that I'm running in these circles and I may know them, call somebody and say, what do you think about this person? And so you're always going to get the truth with me because I don't have a special interest. I make my money elsewhere. So whatever questions you got for me, you're going to get it from me straight regardless.
Yeah, okay. Are you supporting Stacey Abrams?
Am I supporting Stacey Abrams? Absolutely. Stacey Abrams is very smart with numbers, with how she moved, with what she do. Like, she may not meet with everybody, the names and everything that people want to call her, but she's smart and she knows what she's doing and she's doing the work. So anybody that's out here doing the work, now there'll be one thing if she popped up on scene, hadn't done anything, if she quit when she ran before, but she has the work ethic that the people need. And I'm not campaigning for Stacey Abrams, but I'm just giving you my opinion on what I see. If it's between Kemp and Stacey Abrams, my vote would be for Stacey Abrams because she's smart and she does the work. She has great work ethic.
So Kemp ain't smart.
I don't know what Kemp is running on. The difference is,
will you vote for Warnock or Herschel Walker?
Well, let me tell you what the difference is, because when you're voting, you want to listen to what people are trying to do. And a lot of times Republicans are giving you the issues and the challenges and what they're trying to do. And the Democrats and the Republicans are fighting against whatever the Democrats said that they're trying to do. And so I don't know the message of what Kemp is trying to do because he just wants to combat anything that Stacey Abrams is trying to do. And when it comes to Herschel, I know Warnock, he's trying to fight against pharmaceutical companies. I know he's trying to cap off insulin and he's trying to fight for the seniors. Like, I hear his message. Herschel, I just hear everything. He's being fed information. I don't see the work.
Right. Okay. So I'm speaking for a lot of the people that some of them don't really understand how a lot of this politics and all this stuff go. So, but they do understand this, and I'm asking the Democrat, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Taurus Magic Morris, if you're just now tuning in with us, before I ask that question, Lily, give them the spiel right quick.
All righty. So you can follow us on Instagram at opinion_matters_show. That's on Instagram. You can follow us also on TikTok at Mupixo, NPSKOM on TikTok. Follow us, see what we have going on, and share, because sharing is caring. No doubt. And hit that like button. Oh, also, while you're on the platform tonight, if you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, put it in the comments. Light the comments up. And for our viewers today, thank you. Thank you. But also, we would appreciate a thumbs up.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and hit that like button right now. So let me go ahead and get Miss Morris before she get out of here. Your president, Joe Biden, has he done a good job since he been in, or has he turned America upside down? And would you vote for him again if he ran? Because you voted for him the first time.
You asked a lot of questions in there. So let me dissect what you just said.
Unpack it all.
You said, my president, is he doing a good job?
Has he done a good job since he's been in office? Has he turned America upside down with this recession?
We're not in a recession, but okay. We're trying to, that's why the rates and stuff are going up. So let me explain a couple of things. Huffy, I think he's doing the best that he can, genuinely. What he's dealing with, that everybody want to put a face to their problems. So if the gas rates are up, they're going to blame him because he's in leadership, not understanding that our gas is part of import and it's a war going on and we're having problems with the supply chain and stuff like that.
Let me intervene on that, because yes, it is war going on and all that, but you know, he did cut the pipelines. We would like to throw that in there.
Yeah, he cut the pipelines. People lost jobs.
That's messaging. Those are private companies, and those were negotiation. We do have some of the oil, again, federal issues, not even talking about that. And it's not one thing. And that's the thing. And that's what I was getting to. People want to put it on one thing, like inflation. Was it the stimulus checks that caused inflation? No, it's not one thing. What caused inflation is supply and demand. When COVID happened and people got sick and they couldn't work to do the supply, and then people are buying multiple supplies because fear was pumped in. And when you can't supply the demand, then the prices go up to stop the stop the chaos, to keep people from buying. They're trying to balance, and that's why the interest rates and stuff are going up, because again, they have to keep us from being in a recession. So that's why you're seeing the rates and everything that's going up to stop the bulk buying. But let me say this as well. Companies are at a 40% increase in profits. So they're not missing anything. When we're talking about inflation, it's more like price gouging, because if we're so much in a recession, but you're 40% profited, your profits have increased. So that's another issue that people need to look at. But it's understandable they're going to blame the person that is the face of the leader on everything, but they have to understand how the supply chain works with supply and demand. Then with wheat and grain coming from Ukraine, that goes into pretty much everything. So the war is a big impact. COVID was a big impact. It's never just one thing. But our leadership trying to get things under control with pricing? Even a big issue that locally, coming back to local, is the housing market. Why your property taxes are so high. One, you have corporations buying up those properties over market. So I tell homeowners, speak to your homeowners association to change your bylaws to only allow a certain amount of renters in your complex, because what they're going to do, ownership is a different, owners take care of their property differently than renters do. So you have to upkeep, or you have to sustain your neighborhoods. And that's going to be something, like I said, it's not just vote and expect one person to do the job. The work is all of us. And so from homeowners association, we have to stop those corporations for buying those properties, again, over market, inflating the market and increasing your property taxes. So that's something that you can do, change those bylaws. And then what else? You had a lot of questions in that one.
Well, I'm gonna jump because, like I said before, I'm not asking these questions for me. I'm asking questions that people that don't understand politics, they don't understand how they think just because you're a Democrat, you're supposed to do something. Just because you're a Republican, you're supposed to do something. So I'm asking these questions for these people. So in other words, how do you feel about the gun laws in the state of Georgia? Because let me say this. What most people say, if Stacey Abrams get in there, she gonna take our guns.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
Messaging. Again, and I'll put that on the Democrats. So we have bad messaging on the way that we wrap stuff up in a bow for people to understand. So the intentions may be great and well, but the messaging may be something totally different than what your intentions are. And so gun laws, the Second Amendment, I'm a gun owner. And I like big guns. I like lots of guns. But I understand I'm also a licensed gun owner. I'm a licensed gun owner, and I don't mind background checks and things that go with. I don't mind following processes that keep us safe. So it's nobody taking your guns away. You should. What's wrong with having a registered gun, a background check, and at this point, sometimes a psychological check to make sure you can handle the big guns that I like. But because it's too much happening. When things are happening, you don't sit back and just blame a person again. You keep everybody, you cock on yours, I cock on mine. So it's not taking away your guns. Some of the guns that I have, it was just a phone call. Hey, I think you would like this. And I'm like, yeah, get it for me. And it was just a bill of sale. That gun's not registered unless I register it. So when you have all these unregistered guns and we're trying to get a hold on the rates where kids are getting a hold of guns and killing themselves and people going into schools, and it's the kids again, the young people. So we got to do something. Just to sit back and complain they're going to take our guns. Nobody's trying to take your guns. They're trying to come up with solutions. Again, when Democrats try to come up with solutions, Republicans fight against what solutions we're trying to come up with. So if you have a solution, bring it to the table instead of just saying, no, they're trying to take our guns.
Okay.
Did that answer your question?
Oh yeah, you did a good job. Guys, y'all got any? Because I can keep going. And if you must exit, Miss Morris, you got to let us know.
Okay, the call hadn't come through yet.
Okay.
I'm sorry, because I have another interview, but no, when my phone ring, y'all, I'll let y'all know.
Okay. Go ahead, guys, if y'all got something.
No, I was just so you say you would vote for a Republican though? Have you ever voted Republican or strictly Democrat?
Here's the thing. I would vote for a Republican because I'm looking at the person, the resume. Can you do the job? I'm in a very special situation to where there are no Democrats, and I'm always going to try to be a representation for the underdog or the people that don't have a voice. I'm going to be that person to pull up to the table for you. So it's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about representation and making sure everybody has an opportunity to have a voice in their community.
Yeah, and that was one thing we were saying last week that we must do with everybody that we elect into office. We must do our follow-ups, and we can't just go off if a person is a Democrat or a Republican. We got to start looking at the results, the people that really getting out there, the people that's doing what they say they was gonna do, and yeah, and that's regardless if they Democrat or Republican. It don't matter. We gotta hold people accountable. Yeah,
right wing, left wing is the same bird. Okay.
Yeah.
So do Republicans and Democrats agree on the same thing?
I don't know
because there are people saying just because they're Republicans, just because they're Democrats, they all saying the same thing. They agree on the same thing. Is that true?
Again, people try to create a one size fit all, and we know how those outfits look. It don't look right. Okay. Okay. So there is no one size fits all. We need a restructuring of how this system works all together, because it's like you got to choose. But people may be for livable wage and Medicaid expansion and want to help out their communities, but then they don't want to say they don't want to be attached to certain things in that box that happen. It doesn't. And like I said, I'm gonna take it a little further here, and people may not like this. That's like Christianity. When you say you're a Christian, well, what type of Christian are you? Are you a Christian that smoke and drink? Are you a Christian that wear long dresses? Are you a Christian that it just depends on how you was raised, and there's not one thing. That's why you got Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal. You have so many different denominations. We're not a monolith, and people keep trying to make us a monolith. But to answer your question, we're not one thing, and we need to stop trying to create one box.
Because the last time I watched the last debate with Kemp and Stacey Abrams, and I was like, watching that debate, you cannot say they agree. They're all saying the same thing, because they didn't agree on nothing. When they walked off that panel, one of them could have pulled out a gun or something, because man, they didn't like each other. So I'm like, if they agreed, then I mean they had no one thing they agreed on. So they're not saying.
For example, like what?
Abortion.
Okay. So they didn't agree on abortion, but two things can be right at the same time. If you don't agree with it, don't do it.
They didn't agree on the gun laws.
I don't think they agreed on anything.
They didn't agree on anything.
What's the NI? Can't even think of the gun organization, but that gun organization, corporations really buy America. It's America LLC. So right now you got the corporations that are paying for whatever the laws are, and the laws may not be in your best interest at this time. And I always say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. And that's why I'm saying we need to vote for something different at this time to get different results.
So
The organization that you were referring to, the NRA, National Rifle
NRA.
Association.
Yeah. But
Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
like I said, that once again paying attention to your politics. You must pay attention to your politics. Politics. It just don't start. It shouldn't start with you just going to the polls. If that's all you know about voting, then you need to learn a little more, because it just don't start with you going to vote for this person because they are Democrat or Republican. Like I said, it all boil down to paying attention who you are voting for. Don't go off just don't let a Facebook meme decide
or commercial.
Or
Right.
commercial. Really dig down and see what these people are doing.
Do your
because,
research.
Do your research. That's the most important thing. People get their information from entertainment.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's like when people say, I'm like, what? No, that's not what they were saying. So I encourage you, because as we mentioned earlier, Quill, or I don't know you all's party affiliation, but you proclaim to be a Republican. So with that, what is the message? What are y'all goals? What are you trying to do?
Right. I got this question for you real quick too. Now, was that a question for us?
Mm-hmm. Like, what's you mentioned Kemp and Stacey Abrams. What was Kemp's message to do what? What does he want to do for the people?
What I heard is he want to keep doing what he's been doing.
Yeah.
He said
been doing
check his record.
Yeah.
Been doing what?
Yeah.
Check his record. He's been good for me.
Yeah.
I'm go Kemp.
Because you
what you're looking at is again.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do this again, because I gotta check you on a few things you said tonight.
I mean, the most thing, the economy is going to be good because the economy has been built to be good, whether Kemp's there or not. So you can't.
I'm moving to Alabama.
You can't give one person credit on what's going on in your community. But you just said fact check, look him up, check his resume, but you still haven't given me the message. You just like everything's been good. But you still haven't.
I'll speak on mine. I'm cool with the abortion bill. I'm glad he got that passed. The no carry permit. I think that's cool. The way he stepped in for Georgians and have cut the gas tax since
anybody would have did that, but okay.
Every state did that? No, they haven't. So no, everybody did it.
Open.
Plus, he kept the state open while the pandemic was going on. Unlike the two Democratic states that you gave praise to, that are
still doing well.
That everybody is evacuating now. You may want to check on California and New York, because they doing horrible. Yes, Florida's doing well because they are a Republican state. But so you can check and make sure. You can check and see that more people are moving to Florida right now.
Yeah, because they're taxes, but they don't move to Delaware, and Delaware's a no tax state because it's cold. It's hot in Florida. That's the weather thing. But when you say fact check, look at the numbers on who bring in the numbers and what states bring in the numbers for the economy when it comes to economic wealth for the United States. When you're saying fact check. And then if you find something different, then let me know.
And fact check. What's that now?
Oh, she froze up.
Was she talking about the Biden fact check stuff?
The Biden?
Mm-hmm. When she say fact check.
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I'm saying when you're saying these states are in a mess, they do look in disarray because of the population. And again, when you have those heavy populations, cost is going to go up because we talked about supply and demand. So you need to understand the why. But still, when I'm saying look at the numbers, look at those economic growth numbers on who brings in the wealth for the United States. But yeah, nonetheless, I always tell people, fight for what you believe in. Like my daughter had a whole protest, shut her band down. I love when people fight for what they believe in for a day.
I'm game with that. I got this question for you though. What do you say to the person that's sitting at home watching this show, or just sitting at home watching the commercials talking about that's why I don't vote, I'm not going to vote? What do you say to that person that don't want to vote because there's a lot of lying going on?
Again, the information
going. So how do you get that person to vote? And while I'm asking the same question now, it's the same question. When they say, "Oh, your vote don't count no way."
It's the old saying, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And it's called personal accountability. People want to get information from entertainment. This world has come into an entertainment world where as long as I can laugh and have a great time, then it's great. But if the only information, you have to take a vested interest into your own life. There was a meme going around, like something that said, "Don't blame me because you did poor planning." Well, you do need to have accountability for your own life and your own decisions. And if you know something's going on, TV is called a program for a reason. Whatever message that want to be sold, that is the message that's going to be sold. It's entertainment. But get out of that box and find out what's really going on in your county, because they're selling a picture for you on however they want you to think and believe. And so you have to get out of the box in the entertainment role and get busy on really taking a vested interest into your life, your livelihood. Voting, Quell, you said, how are we getting people?
Vote count. Yeah, because they say
their vote don't count. If
your vote don't count, and they don't want to vote.
If your vote didn't count, then why are people fighting for it? That's my whole thing. You think people will fight for something that don't matter? And especially, I'm local. So one person, one vote means a lot on who's in that seat, and who's in that seat controls the wealth and your quality of life. So when you're saying that your vote don't count, or it doesn't matter, or people are all the same, have you met any of these people, or all your information is from entertainment? So you got to take a personal accountability and a personal interest into your life and your livelihood. And if you have children, because you as adults, we go to work and come home, but the kids are still out there and they're experiencing different facets of life that we don't want our children to go through. So if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your children. Do it for the future.
Great answer. I applaud you. Great answer. Miss Morris, you might get elected.
Yeah.
I hope so. It's for you. Yeah. I promise it's for you. It's not for me, because I'm hot. But I will keep the fighting as long as you have me.
Yeah, we most definitely need to get out and vote, because like Miss Morris just said, if it's not for us, then let's do it for our children, man, because we do have people that govern over us, and hey, once some of these laws pass, that's where they gonna remain. They gonna be there. So let's pay attention, people. Let's pay attention, and we most definitely just want to give you an applause right now for just stepping up. Whether you Democrat or Republican, if you standing up for the people, man, be honest to the people. Be honest and let the people know what you stand for. And people, once they put it out, y'all don't heard everything she had to say tonight. I hope you was listening very well. And if you in her area, go out and vote, man. Go out and vote. Hey, if she's elected, y'all make sure she rock it real with y'all, man. She don't go back on her word. But hey,
because I don't live in Paulden, I'll be out there with a picket sign. Get her out of there.
And I'd be like, let's go to lunch, because we got to unite Paulden. And I always say communication create communities. So there's a reason why you want me out. And there was a situation where we were sign waving, and we were on opposite sides. It had me and my team, and then my opponent and their team. When was this? Probably a couple years ago, in 2020. And I spoke to him. I'm like, hey, and he looked at me and turned around, but I'm a little petty. So I'm like, hey, sir, hey. And so he said, hey. I'm like, okay, cool. And so I went back on my side. And so then when his people started showing up and they were coming over and speaking to me, because again, I'm friends with everybody. I like everybody. Mm-hmm. And so they coming over, they're speaking, they offering me snacks. And he was like, why are they over there offering you snacks? Why are they talking about you? And I'm like, if you talk to me, you're gonna be talking to me too. You're gonna like me too. But we end up having a conversation where his mind was, I would never vote for a Democrat. Y'all are baby killers. And I'm like, I ain't never killed a baby in my life. I got lots of kids. But we had to have that conversation on what that meant. And after that conversation, I was invited to their little barbecue and everything. Because, and that's why I say that conversation created community. And that's why we need to unite and stop all this rhetoric and, the craziness. Like I said, locally, we shop at the same grocery stores. Our kids go to the same school. We go to the same, we drive on the same roads. We have the same issues. And who's willing to fight for you, your household, and your pockets is me. Okay, so let's unite.
Good deal.
Real quick, and you said something. So shout out to those of you that are in the comments. Anthony Chisholm. He said, do your own research before voting.
No doubt.
Totally agree.
No doubt, bro.
That boy right there, Anthony Chisholm, aka Dirt. Y'all need to go see him. That boy is a master barber. Boy can cut some hair. Cherie Prescott, Miss Morris, explain the importance of voting for realistic tangibles.
Again, realistic tangibles is, do you pay property taxes? Because some people's property taxes went up almost $1,000 this year. Realistic tangible. How many kids are in the classroom for one teacher to teach? Is it 30, 40 people? That's your children's education. A realistic tangible, when you're coming down, like where I live, we don't eat out. Like I asked my kids a couple of weeks ago, like, where y'all want to eat? I'm thinking they about to say a restaurant. They was like, I don't know, Food Depot, because we don't have places. So a realistic tangible would be getting small businesses and niche restaurants and different opportunities out here in our post. A realistic tangible may be if you're looking, that's just from the commissioner side, but when you're looking at building community on how our kids is your kids treated well? How is your school system set up? How everything affects everything. Like I said, this is your life. People want to try to get away from politics all they want and don't want to mix, but politics is what creates the wealth in your household. Whether if you're hand to mouth, check to check, or if if you are a small business owner or entrepreneur. So these are your pockets. It's dollars.
I'm better than before. It says too many students in one room. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. Ms. Morris, we definitely thank you for being on the show with us today. Chip, go ahead and give it to us. Don't sign off yet, Ms. Morris.
No. And we will most definitely be inviting you back before the next presidential election, I'm sure. But it was great to have Miss Morris on once again. People, we must pay attention. We must listen to people like her. Listen to them, and then hold them accountable. If they don't do what they say they gonna do, then they don't. A second term, save your money. Let's hold them accountable for what everything they say they gonna do. No, yes, we don't expect them to do the impossible, but we expect them to do something once we get them in that seat. So, that's what's up. Go ahead, Felicia.
All right. So once again, Ms. Morris, we thank you for joining us. And to all our viewers, we thank you guys for rocking with us from day one. And all of our new viewers, thank you. We love you guys so much. If you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, drop it in the comments. We would love for you to like the comments up with hearts, thumbs up. Also, hit the like button at the top. We appreciate the thumbs up in the comments, but we appreciate the thumbs up at the top even more. So also, again, you can follow us on Instagram at opinion_matters_show. That's on Instagram, opinion_matters_show. You can also follow us on TikTok at, Mupixo, NPSKOM. That is Mupixo, NPSKOM. Take us out, Quill.
All right. With that being said, Mama Nan said really enjoyed the program and Miss Morris. So Miss Morris, before I say my last little speech, go ahead and wrap it up real quick. What you want to say to the people?
Oh, I love Mama Nance. Hey, Mama Nance. To the people, if you want to find me, follow me on Facebook at Taurus Madrick Morris. Follow me, go to my website, taurusmadrickmorris.com to find out more information about me and voting. Thank you all so much for having me. I appreciate y'all's platform, and go vote. That's your voice. That's your voice at the table.
All right, y'all. So with that being said, man, hey, we appreciate everybody in the comments. Sharif Prescott, Vivian Nance, Anthony Chisholm, DeWitt Sheets, Meek, and some more of y'all that's probably gonna be on in there. But hey, y'all, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us every Thursday night. Next Thursday, election day is what, the 8th?
November 8th, this Tuesday. So if you haven't early voted by tomorrow, then Tuesday, please show up to the polls.
That's when they make the decision, right?
That's when they make the decision. The doors close from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. November 8th. After 7 p.m., we have people counting the ballots and getting the numbers and tallying, and we should know results hopefully by 10 or 11 o'clock, or definitely by midnight.
So with that being said, y'all, next Thursday night, oh my God. Hey,
check out that Kemp debate.
Check
out that Kemp debate. Fact check it. It was all real.
Yes, sir. It's going down. So next Thursday, we are definitely going to talk about the state of Georgia. Yeah. And what state of Georgia going to be in. So, Miss Morris.
Stop treating voting like football.
Whenever you want to decide that you want to be on the show, you just let us know. All right. And because we'd love to have you back, especially when we talking a bunch of crap. Now, here's the thing now. You get in this seat. Don't become bougie on us. We get back from you now. I mean, I'm just saying, we still want you to come on the show.
You know me. I'm always about
when y'all get in office. I can't talk right now. Ask me that on TV. I'm just saying.
What I tell you, you was like, I said, you can ask me anything. You was like, any questions? I was like, I don't have no questions. Whatever you want to answer me. I'm about it. Okay. I'm going to answer right now. Now, a lot of times you don't like my answer. And I'm like, that is my answer. Wrap it up. Put it in the bow. That's what you got. So, yeah, I'm always on anytime. I'm here.
All right. So with that being said, hey, y'all. Once again, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. We love y'all, man. Shout out to Purpose Photos, Purpose Entertainment, Lady in the Hook, Mupixo, Record Already. Hey, y'all, we out. Love y'all.
Peace.